Welcome to our weekly program. Dreams Realized is the name of the program. And this program is for our youth, particularly the youth that has immigrated from various countries. And they have attended colleges or college. And after graduating from their college, now they are running their successful businesses. And today we have Mr. Joe Mate, who is running a very successful business after he graduated from ECC College. We welcome him. Welcome, Mr. Joe.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Thank you for having me.
Please let us know, which country did you migrate?
So I was born and raised in India, northern part of India, a state called Punjab, and moved to the States in May 2007. And I was 17 years at the time.
So, what was the reason? What brought you here?
So my dad's been in the States since the 1990s, and his side of the family, his uncles, have been in Canada since the 80s. So everybody's been in this corner of the world for a long, long time, and we ended up moving in 2007. So I had a chance and to go to Lancaster High School. With my schooling from India, and when they evaluated everything, they figured out that I'm good to go to school as a senior because I finished my 11th grade in India, and I was very fortunate to go through the school system here and learn the culture, being a new young man coming to this country. I wanted to go to UB for mechanical engineering, but the time and situations at that time were kind of tough. And then trade school came to my attention, which sounded very interesting. And the most interesting part was that it was a fraction of a cost than what 2 and 4 year degree would cost. And that's how I chose the HVAC field and the trade school with ECC.
So it was ECC.
Mhm.
How many years did you take? Did it take?
So it was a 1 year diploma.
Uh-huh.
It's called HVAC R. But I took 3 semesters because I was working full time, driving a taxi at the time, and taking evening classes, which was the beauty of it.
What was the reason you chose ECC? Was there any particular reason for choosing ECC?
So being here, like I said, I came here in 2007, and then there was a gap in my studies, and I didn't go to ECC until 2013. So within the 5 years, it's long enough time to be in a town. I've heard a lot of good things. I've always heard good things about ECC, never heard anything bad. And personal experience was that the teachers and the system and the school itself, it's set up so well that they really do care about their students. It's not like if it's a community school and you think you're not going to get the same attention. And I was very surprised and would strongly recommend any students that are not sure what they want to do with their career, if they don't want to step right into a big school right away. ECC is a great place to start.
Tell us something that you think it's not forgettable. It was good experience, or it was an incident you still remember that was pleasant at college.
So like I said, I went to for the HVAC-R program, and the teachers are so nice that they would take their time to make sure that you understand everything, whether it took you a little bit longer at the end of the class. So just going through random projects and taking courses and working with the teachers in the lab and using a flame torch for the first time and soldering and brazing and all those are nothing in particular, but all of those memories, soldering up AC units and bending pipe and coming up with all these projects. And so the environment is not so uptight like where you think, it's just they're not super strict with you. Teachers are really, really good with their students as to make it more like a friendly environment. So if you're having fun and cracking jokes, they're not really.
So would you say it's a kind of personal approach the teachers take?
Yeah. They want to make sure, especially when you take up the trade side, most of the teachers have done it themselves. So most of my teachers were 20 plus years in the field, and then they closer to retirement they took that job. So it's not someone who just walked out of a school and trying to tell you how heating and cooling works. They've actually done it with their own hands. So they try to prepare you for what's out there, not what's in the books only. So they take it really up close and personal to make sure that you understand what you're about to walk into.
Tell us a little bit about your efforts, or let me say, your journey about starting this business.
So going to ECC in 2013, and like I said, it took me about a year and a half. I was in my last semester, middle of the last semester, when I just randomly applied for a job at Sunbeam Heating and Cooling in Amherst, and they happily took me on, and I really appreciate everything I learned from them after school. And I worked with them until 2019. So in 2016, end of 2016, beginning of 17, my high school friend Jacob, that I hadn't seen since high school, so this is 8 years of gap, runs into me because he was hired as a technician at the same company I was already working at. And he recognized me, and we instantly connected like we did in school. And then within about 6 months or so, we were talking about why are we not doing this for ourselves? Because my family background, everybody's in restaurant business, and everybody's an entrepreneur. And Jacob's grandfather was also an entrepreneur. He owned Cadillac dealerships back in his day. So Jake had that from his
Would you
grandfather.
say your business is successful?
Absolutely. So before I started the business, me and Jake did a lot of research. We spent a good 2 years just planning, the design of the logo and the letters, and we went all the way down to reading the psychological effects of colors on consumers' brains, and what kind of lettering should be used on your logos, and all of that stuff. Um, so it's definitely, this could be a good recommendation. I don't know. Some of them may have already done that. If anybody who's an ECC is there to be an entrepreneur eventually, I would strongly recommend that you get out of school first, you go work in the field for someone else. You get the real time experience so you know what you're doing. And then after that, do some research, do reading, read books. There are a lot of great writers out there that wrote great books about small businesses. My favorite one that I read before starting the business, which I think led me to here, was by Michael Gerber. It's called E-Myth, and it stands for Entrepreneurship Myths. It's what you actually think is going to happen when you step into to your own business versus what actually happens, because they say 90% of small businesses fail within their first year, and the rest of them fail in the next 3 to 5 years. And reading that book and doing the research and knowing what I shouldn't be doing, what I shouldn't get caught up in, and that really led to the success that I think we have. Challenges that you face as a small business, the biggest one is cash flow, and then hiring people. It's finding good employees, and then even after you do find good employees, it's that hiring that next person is like a flip side of the same coin. You need that person to generate more revenue, and you need more revenue to have that person. So you got to juggle your way through to balance your cash flow and figure things out, and where you can cut expenses to have that next employee so you can grow faster. So biggest challenge I would say is dealing with cash flow and finding quality workers.
Well, I would love to request you to say something to the students. They are coming, they are graduating from colleges or college or ECC college, particularly.
I would just like to say, I've mentioned it earlier too, that no matter what college you're coming out of, no matter how much education you have, whether you have a diploma, a degree, a bachelor's, master's, it does not matter what you have. You do have to have the spark in you to learn and do better, and constantly have that. So don't think that if you got a degree, now it's done, now you're just going to go somewhere and get a job, and that's going to be the end of it. uh, Keep yourself eager to learn, and stay hungry, and keep learning every day, because you're going to learn a whole lot more in the actual field than what you learned in school. And whoever you work for, whether you work for someone or for yourself, And if you are working for someone else, they will recognize that you are someone who wants to do more, and then they'll give you more opportunities to do more. That's the only thing I can tell you guys.
And lastly, how do you promote your business?
So since the day we started, we've always worked with a marketing company, which was a very unique story as well. The gentleman named Mandeep Bhalla also started his businesses in 2019, a marketing company called Grow Nearby. So him and I were basically leaving our full-time job in the same month and starting our own. And I was his first client technically as a service company. But now he only focuses on service companies, and he's got about 40 employees. He's moved to Florida, very successful himself as well. Um, so him and I started this, and we wanted to do everything right. So we wanted to make sure everything looks good. So we pre-planned this, like I said, for 2 years. We designed, my friend Amit designed the logo, and then Mandeep and his team designed the website, the van wrap, and the colors and all that. And then he took care of the website and marketing, SEO on Google, targeting certain keywords and making sure that we rank on Google, and we're constantly doing that even till today. Every month, I'm paying for that, and they're also handling all of our social media handles and promoting the business over there, and then just general connections, just communicating, just networking. I'm a firm believer in networking, even more than doing paid advertisement. I joined a business group called the BNI. It stands for Business Network International, and it's just a group of 30 people from different fields. So there's only one of each field person. So I'm the only heating and cooling guy in there. We got roofers, plumbers, electricians, chiropractors, physical therapists. So we meet every week and bring business to each other when we're on our day-to-day business. And if I'm at your house fixing your heat and you're talking about your windows leaking, and I say, hey, I got a guy. So networking is even bigger than trying to promote your business elsewhere, because not everybody may have the ability to start spending all this money on digital marketing. You can also start from something like networking, like cost you $500 a year to join the group, and then you have a team of people, a force basically running around every day pushing your name out. So
Well, this program, Dreams Realized, is a program of Melting Pot TV. Melting Pot TV gives you another platform to promote your business.
absolutely.
And what is your website?
Website is www.thesmarthomeheating.com.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Jomit, for your time
Appreciate it.
and for your commitment.
Thank you. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So, thank you for listening, and see you next time.